October 30th. The sky over Kyiv fractures under a $200 million barrage of Kinzhal hypersonic missiles. One of these modern weapons slams into a maternity hospital. 14 civilians are gone. But the silence from Kiev is not fear. It's the cold calculus of a new military strategy, bypassing retaliation for a single, decisive strike. The objective: to cut the headwaters of the war, the fuel that powers Russia's military machine. Their intelligence had pinpointed the one critical vulnerability: the Koltsovo fuel pipeline, and the precise moment it would be pressurized to its absolute peak capacity. 7 million tons of volatile fuel. The plan, codenamed Operation Serpent's Head, would use a dozen FPV drones with a total value of $4,800. The mission was to turn Russia's own supply into a catastrophic liability, slipping this tiny force of drones past Moscow's multi-billion-dollar S-400 air defense systems. Could a $4,800 operation armed with a single piece of intelligence cripple the economic heart of this global conflict? This is war analysis in real time. 0201 local time. The roof of a Kamaz truck retracts. 12 FPV drones ascend into the blackness. They do not move as one. The group immediately fractures into two formations, executing a pre-programmed tactic designed for modern warfare. 8 of the drones climb, gaining altitude, their electronic signatures intentionally loud. They begin broadcasting decoy signals across the spectrum. The signals are designed to imitate the electronic footprint of larger Iranian-made Shahed drones. Their purpose is simple: become the target. Their job is to pull the eyes of Russia's electronic warfare systems skyward, forcing the entire Air Force defense network to focus on the high-altitude decoys. As they do, the 4 actual attack drones drop low, hugging the terrain. Their onboard AI begins feeding the S-400 radar system with corrupted GPS data. To the Russian operators, these 4 drones appear on their screens as a harmless flock of birds, their flight path a natural, gentle arc. Inside the truck, the operator monitors both groups on his displays. He watches the decoys successfully preoccupy the Russian defense, creating the critical window he needs. He knows the intelligence is solid, the pipeline is full to capacity. The entire plan hinges on this moment of misdirection. 0203 local time. The first Russian counterpunch comes at a range of 12 miles. A Pantsir Sonne air defense system erupts, its twin 30mm cannons tearing the sky apart. It spits 4,000 rounds a minute in a hellstorm of tracers. 1 decoy drone vaporizes. A second is shredded moments later by a surface-to-air missile. Inside a Russian bunker, operators see 2 hostile targets vanish from their screens. A successful defense. But they are completely blind to the truth. They have just made a fatal mistake. Every muzzle flash, every missile launch from their weapons is a massive broadcast of the Pantsir's exact GPS coordinates. They didn't just destroy 2 drones, they screamed their precise location to the Ukrainian operators. Meanwhile, what of the main S-400 system, the jewel of Russian defense technology? Its powerful radar does see the 4 low-flying attack drones. The problem is, the system's own genius is its greatest weakness. The AI spoofing makes the flight path look too natural. So bird-like, the S-400's algorithm classifies them as biological clutter and simply ignores them. Back in the Kamaz truck, the operator's screen lights up with a new icon, a confirmed, targetable location for the Pantsir. The Russian soldiers thought they had just scored a victory. What they actually did was volunteer to be the next target. Inside the Russian S-400 command bunker, the situation is spiraling into chaos. The main display is a nightmare of flashing red icons. The 8 decoy drones are creating electronic havoc. The system's automated threat prioritization software is lagging. It's overwhelmed by the sheer volume of fake targets. A command cuts through the noise. Focus fire on the high-altitude group. Ignore the ground clutter. In that single command, he has just sealed their fate. This is the simulated swarm in action. Ukraine's troops are not trying to destroy the S-400. They're executing a denial-of-service attack on the human brain. The S-400 system can track 300 targets, but its operators can only process and engage a handful at a time. By creating a loud, flashy, impossible-to-ignore problem, the Ukrainian army forces the Russians to look up. It created a fatal blind spot, a dead zone. In that gap, 4 attack drones close to within 2 miles of the target. The S-400's radar sweeps the sector. For a split second, 4 blips flash on a technician's screen. A ghost in the machine. Then they're gone. The system's algorithm, a key piece of this defense technology, performs its function flawlessly. It filters the noise. The logic is cold, precise. 4 small, low-flying contacts, erratic flight paths. The classification: biological clutter, a flock of birds, the perfect deception. This is a checkmate in modern warfare. The drones are exploiting physics itself, the very curvature of the Earth. They fly beneath the S-400's radar horizon, hiding in the planet's shadow. But it's more than that. They're exploiting logic, AI spoofing. They aren't just hiding. They are actively feeding the enemy radar a lie, confirming the system's assumption that these new weapons are harmless. Like a thief convincing the security camera he's the family dog. Miles away, inside a KAMAZ truck, the operator watches it all unfold. He sees the Russian defense systems ignoring his drones. He sees the Pantsir batteries firing uselessly into the black sky. From a hidden command post, he has a god's eye view of this masterful deception. The Russian military power's $100 million shotgun, outsmarted by a Mosquito. 0200, 5 hours, local time. The military strategy was flawless. And that's when it all went wrong. The first problem was a direct result of their own success. The wreckage of the decoy drone shredded by the Pantsir didn't just disappear. A fireball of lithium-ion and molten plastic. It plunged into a dry cornfield. A localized intense fire erupted on the ground. Thick, black smoke billowed upwards. The autumn wind seized it, whipping it directly across the low-altitude flight path. For the operator of the next attack drone, the crystal-clear night vision feed became a swirling vortex. Impenetrable black. He was flying blind. A brilliant tactical approach, undone by the ghost of a fallen comrade in this brutal war. This was the moment the layered Russian defense landed a counterpunch. The drone climbed, just a few feet, to clear the smoke. It was enough. It broke the radar horizon. For a fraction of a second, it was exposed to a different, more specialized eye. The podlet cone. Not the S-400's wide gaze, but a dedicated gap filler. A system designed to catch threats the main military assets might miss. The podlet cone did not hesitate. It screamed a high-intensity jamming signal, a wall of electronic noise from 2 to 18 gigahertz. This wasn't sophisticated spoofing. This was a brute force electronic sledgehammer. The effect was instantaneous, catastrophic. Inside the KAMAZ, 2 attack feeds flickered, then died, replaced by a screen of hissing static, a wall of white noise. The wireless link was severed. The operator's knuckles turned white on the controls. Half his aerial troops electronically decapitated. And this military update was about to get worse. The Pantsir, its attention no longer divided, had a new, solid target. Cued by the podlet cone, it acquired a lock. The third attack drone, the one that climbed from the smoke. A missile screamed off the rails. This time, there was no mistake. On the operator's screen, the drone vanished. A silent, distant fireball. 3 of the 4 attack drones were now out of the fight. An entire multi-million-dollar operation, the result of months of intelligence and planning, now rested on a single $400 drone. But this is where the real war analysis begins. The last remaining drone, flying on wireless control, began to unspool a nearly invisible filament. From a micro-reel beneath its fuselage, a single strand of fiber optic cable, thinner than a human hair, capable of carrying 1.5 gigabits of unjammable data per second, a hardline into the heart of the battle. Radio waves can be jammed, GPS can be spoofed, but a beam of light in a glass tube is inviolable. The Russian electronic warfare sledgehammer was now striking at nothing but air. The link re-established, rock solid. completely invisible to Russian sensors. The drone remained a ghost on their screens. But for the operator, it was a hardwired extension of his own will. He wasn't just a pilot. He was the point of the spear in the most expensive combat simulation ever conceived. With direct, unjammable control, the drone dove back into the cornfield, using stalks for concealment. The intelligence was unambiguous. The pipeline was at maximum pressure. A colossal bomb waiting for a detonator. His drone was that detonator. 0207 local. The fiber optic link was secure. The final 100 yards became a textbook execution of military strategy. A blur of carbon fiber, the drone weaved through the last line of corn and exploded into the clearing. The target, a nexus of 3 massive steel pipes, the heart of the Koltsovo. It vibrated under the immense strain of 1,000 pounds per square inch. The aim point, the central pressure valve, a complex knot of steel and rivets. The operator took a final, steadying breath. Final approach authorized. He transmitted the words for the log as much as for himself. Godspeed. He pushed the controls forward. The drone was committed. A terminal run. In that instant, his perception of the warfare split in two. On the VR screen, the pipeline rushed toward him, a silent, deadly crescendo. But through the armored slit of the Kamaz's rear window, a new reality emerged. An immediate threat. A pair of headlights sliced the darkness. Then another. And then the menacing silhouette of a mobile armor unit, 800 yards out and closing. Contact! We're compromised! Execute Phase 3. The operator's voice was steel. Go! 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 The Kamaz's diesel engine roared to life. The truck lurched onto a muddy track, 60 miles per hour. A 10-ton vehicle on a path not meant for it, a desperate, high-speed gamble. Fishtailing through the darkness, he engaged their final countermeasure. The GPS spoofer. One of the most effective modern defense systems. It digitally replotted their position on the enemy command network. On their screens, the Kamaz hadn't just vanished, it had teleported. Its icon now pinged calmly from Tula, 120 miles south. Behind them, 30mm cannon fire erupted from the pursuing armor. Tracers tore through the night. But they weren't aimed at the truck. They were aimed at its last known position, shredding the pine trees of the Brunitsky forest. The operator glanced at a rear-view monitor. A sharp, adrenaline-fueled laugh escaped him. "They're providing cover fire," he muttered. As his team executed their frantic escape, the operator's world was the VR feed. The drone held a perfect, unalterable trajectory, locked on the pipeline. At the target, total chaos. The few Russian soldiers on guard, finally realizing the threat was at ground level, ran in panicked circles. High above, the S-400, one of Russia's most vaunted modern weapons, was blind. It continued to launch million-dollar missiles into the sky, at the ghosts of the decoy swarm. On the drone's feed, a timer in the corner of the screen ticked down. 10 seconds. The Kamaz slammed to a halt at a pre-arranged depot. The team bailed, sprinting for an anonymous Lada. The last man out armed and tossed a thermite grenade into the cab. A final act of operational security. Their multi-million-dollar command center would be reduced to a pile of molten slag. Inside the getaway car, he watched the feed on a ruggedized tablet. His heart hammered. 120 beats per minute. He thought of the Kremlin, of the smug pronouncements of Russian military power. "This is your morning military news update," he thought. The drone was now feet away. The feed was crystal clear. He could count the rivets on the steel valve, see the ice crystals formed by the freezing air. The last image, the reflection of his own drone's sensor in the cold, curved steel. Then, the screen went black. 0, 200 hours, 800 hours, local. From a moving vehicle, a single command cut through the static. Release. The final FPV drone, a 2.2-pound carbon fiber projectile, streaked toward its target at 140 miles per hour. Its AI brain, a key piece of modern *** defense technology, ***, was slaved to the WGS-84 coordinates of the central pressure valve. The target, no bigger than a dinner plate. The autumn wind, A minor disturbance for the Air Force became an ally for this drone. Its micro-adjusting surfaces using the gust to add a final, lethal burst of velocity. The impact wasn't a crude collision. It was a surgical strike, an injection of pure chaos, a 1-pound shaped charge, one of many modern weapons, in this new era of warfare. Was mounted on its nose. It tore through the 1-inch anti-drone mesh as if it were paper, then punched through the half-inch steel casing of the pipe itself precisely 6 inches from the main valve. The detonation didn't just happen, it unleashed hell. This wasn't a simple explosion, it was a physics lesson in the assassination of a steel behemoth. A 0.8-second delay was fused into the charge. The target wasn't the pipeline's exterior, it was its lifeblood. Internal pressure spiked to a crushing 1,000 pounds per square inch. The explosive energy was contained, trapped inside the steel artery. With no escape, the pressure wave became a caged beast. A new reality of modern warfare. It ricocheted off the interior walls, amplifying its own destructive force. The pipeline's circulatory system went into catastrophic failure. An instantaneous seizure. The shockwave annihilated the main valve, shredding half-inch steel welds like tinfoil. This is the brutal calculus of war. The Earth buckled. A 100-foot crater tore open, swallowing a nearby guard bunker whole. A geyser of atomized fuel erupted, igniting into a massive fireball. It vaporized the buried power and data lines. The beast's nervous system was severed. The cost in human life was immediate. 12 Russian reserve soldiers in surrounding bunkers were neutralized. Chaos gripped the area as the FSB imposed a hard lockdown on the entire Ramensky district. But sirens and official denials were mere theater. The truth was already raining down. Debris from the drones fell on the nearby town of Jakovsky. It triggered an 8-hour power outage. 4 hours post-strike, a U.S. satellite passed overhead, capturing 12 crystal-clear frames of the devastation. The 100-foot crater was a perfect match to the AI's predictive model. Mission confirmed. This is the precision of modern defense systems. The damage wasn't contained. It was a systemic hemorrhage bleeding out the entire Russian military machine. Inside the Transneft control center, faces glowed in the light of failing monitors. 7 million tons of fuel had just vanished from the grid. Pressure gauges dropped to zero. The beast's heart had stopped. The digital silence was the first sign of a creeping paralysis. A paralysis that spread rapidly to the front lines. The Air Force felt it first. Su-35 sorties were scrubbed. The fighters were grounded. Next, the armored divisions of the Army seized up. 1,000 T-90s, suddenly running on fumes. The paralysis rippled back through the supply chain. Fuel convoys from the Ryazan refinery were frozen in place. Drivers awaited orders that would never arrive. A 72-hour command vacuum opened up. It was a window of opportunity, one Ukraine exploited with brutal efficiency. Punishing counterattacks erupted on 5 separate fronts. The enemy was deaf, blind, and starving for fuel. But the shockwave from this strike hadn't finished its journey. This is a critical military update. It slammed into the Kremlin itself. Paranoia echoed through the halls of power. The domestic price of gasoline surged 15% overnight. A tremor of the economic earthquake to come, one that every Russian citizen could feel. The global conflict had just struck home. The Koltsovo pipeline strike was a masterclass in military strategy. If you were directing these drone troops, what would be the next high-value target? The Kerch Bridge? A second time? A specific Navy base? Perhaps a critical Kremlin data center? Present your war analysis in the comments below. The discussion continues. Stay vigilant.